It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hello and welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. I'm your host, Uncle Roy. And we have no clothes. What's Christmas without Callie Alice? Oh, I could just cry. I really do miss her a lot. But I am going to work on getting her into some of my episodes for Christmas. We got to have Callie in there. And she's up in East Bethel, and I'm able to go up there on weekends to film if I can get the equipment rented out. So keep your fingers crossed and hopefully we can do it. Anyway, so to continue on with the Northwoods Christmas show. Ho ho ho! Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Santa's still here, and the Santa Bear and the Mickey Mouse Bear. Oh. Callie Alley wouldn't be here anyway because she's scared of those blowers on the blow up on the inflatables. That scares her. So today we are going to be making the Christmas Divinity. I just love it. Oh, I always hated making Divinity because it was just so putsy and I was just so scared of it. But now I got it down, so I just love to make it. And then I throw in a little Roy into it too. You know how that goes, a little Uncle Roy. Well, anyway, let's get this going here. We have to have 2 egg whites. And remember, your egg whites beat up better if they're at room temperature. Also, did you wash your bowl? Any grease or dirt in there is going to counteract on the rising and stiffening of the egg whites, because you want to have a stiff egg white. So you want to make sure you wipe this out. I washed it, but then after you wash it now, you want to rinse it off, of course, but then re-rinse it with cold water because you want a cool bowl. You don't want a hot bowl. That's going to deflate and melt your egg whites. Remember that. Oh, we're going to have a nice Christmas. I have Christmas all by myself, no family, or, you know, I got some friends and stuff, but it's like, not like the old days, you know. My best friend, he just passed away a week before I went to Paris this last year. And he was the last, there was 100 of us, and a lot of my friends all passed away from AIDS, or drank themselves to death, or drugged themselves to death. And during the AIDS crisis in the 80s, you know, that was a death sentence back then. Nowadays, they can live on for quite a few years, you know. But back then, you had it, boom, you were gonna die very shortly. And I had a lot of friends too that committed suicide. But anyway, there was an original group of us, about 100, in a clique of all of us employees that worked at the bars downtown. And we all played together and worked together and had fun. Well, that original group, there's only 3 of us left now. I'm like the last of the Mohicans. Ugh. It's real scary, it gets very depressing, you know, and so I'm making new friends and stuff, but it's not like the old days. Oh my God, the Christmases we used to have. Oh my God, decorating the bars and all the streamers and ribbons, and oh my God, it was just beautiful. It was like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade everywhere. It was so fun, oh God. And I would make all these treats for everybody back then too. So anyway, Divinity, 2 egg whites, beat them up. Put it on high. Now we're gonna eventually get this to a stiff peak, but we wanna get it to a soft peak first, and then we're gonna add our Jell-O. I got 1 lime and 1 cherry, red and green, because I wanna make 2 different batches. And this will be our sugar to your egg white that makes it stiff. Then we'll be adding cream of tartar, blah, blah, blah. But let's just beat until we get a soft peak, and then we'll add the rest of the ingredients. So, in my other container, I want to get a heavier pot. You guys, Mickey, stand up here. Get that attention. He just wants to fall down. You want a heavier pot for making your syrup, because you don't want it to burn, of course. Oh, look at the gluten-free Russian tea cakes. Ooh. And the dot Christmas cookies. Aren't those nice? Whoa, yes. Now I don't want these on the stove. I got a big old, huge bin. I'm gonna put these down in the basin where it's nice and cool. So we're gonna turn this on high, medium high. We want it to boil, but I don't want to get it too hot. Soft heat, Now we'll put in 1 small box of your flavored gelatin. And you can do, 1 red, 1 green. But if you're gonna do a red one, get a cherry one, because the raspberry one is a lighter shade of red. It's not a dark red. See, you gotta think of those things. And we'll just take and pour this in slowly. Because it's just like doing, egg whites for a meringue, for your pies and stuff. You don't want to throw the Jell-O in there all at once, or you're going to deflate it. So we want to just do a little bit at a time. And then we'll continue beating until this forms stiff peaks. So I just shake it in, la-da-da-da-da. Slowly. And there we go, get in there. Go. Powder comes up, it's fine powder, so like, ooh, I'm gonna sneeze here pretty soon. And I need, I can make a break. And then we just need a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar. And this helps to make it stiff. Ooh, pretty. More pinky than red. We can fix that, can't we? So I'm just going to add a few drops of red food coloring. Preferably, I'd rather have the paste or the powder, more powder, because then you're not going to mix up the consistency of your product. It's not going to thin out. Ooh, I think we're at the end of that one, Callie Ellis. Okay, now in here I've got a 1/4 or a 1/2 cup of the citron mix. That's the kind of diced up fruit that you put in your yulikaga. And I love yulikaga. And then I got a 1/2 cup of walnuts here. Now, I don't have everything I have, is in storage and whatever, blah blah blah. You can take a bottom of glass to crush up your nuts, or take a knife, a chef knife, and just go across. I'm used to doing this at work all the time anyway, because they buy the chopped nuts. So people think they don't have to take and chop up the nuts when they do a recipe. I still do, because they're big chunks. And if you cut them up, chop them up into smaller pieces, not powder, but smaller pieces, you're going to have more nuts spread out throughout your product, so that everybody gets a piece of nut in their food, rather than just great big chunks. And if you have allergies to nuts, you can just leave them out. You don't have to put them in. And I just dice those up, put those right in with the citron. And we'll put this in the mixture of our egg whites once the syrup is incorporated into the batch. When it gets to the temperature of the 250, the firm ball, why it takes not long, but it takes about 5 minutes or so. What it's doing is evaporating and it's reducing and it's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. So if you go past, that's why when you get to the hard crack, like for peanut brittle, you're gonna get that hard candy. When you get, soft ball, it's like for fudge. But this there is Divinity and it's a firm ball, 250. I gotta keep going what it says here on the thermometer. They want a soft ball, but it's like a firm ball, 250. It's getting there. About 5-10 degrees away. And we'll come right back and continue. Okay, the balls are firm. Time to take it off. So electric, you gotta take it off. Gas, I can just turn it off. I just hate electric. Hate it. Okay, now we'll put this back on. High. And we're going to pour this into the whipped egg whites, but we do it in a fine stream. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not. Maybe. You just want to do this in a very slow, fine stream. You don't want to go fast because then you're going to deflate. And you don't want to pour it directly on the beaters either, or you're going to end up with like sponge sugar in your beaters and it's just going to be a mess to clean up. Well, you can just soak it in hot water, but still. Wish this had a little spout on the side, would have been nicer. But it's drizzling down the side of the pot into the bowl. But you can see it from an angle with how shiny it is, and when it starts to lose that shine, it starts to go flat, stop, there you go. So it takes approximately 10 minutes. I'll do the timer here. Keep forgetting I got one here. The one at the other house didn't work on the stove. I'm used to setting my minute timer, that's what I was doing like this, looking for it. It's in my bedroom. 8 there. I've already been gabbing. Ooh. Syrupy, messy. Put this in. Boy, it's bright and sunny out there today. Whoa, I can barely see. I was at the coffee shop and the sun came through. I could not see my computer. I could not see. I was like, where are my sunglasses? I can't see. I'm blind. Oh, my Lord. Bright sun. I haven't seen the sun in days and days. It's nice, but it's bright. I'm going to have to put up my inflatables outside today. I've been waiting because it's just been too darn cold here. Oh, my Lord. Below zero wind chills for I don't know how long. Oh, too cold too soon this year. Froze out all my garden containers. I just cleaned them out of the fall looks. I got rid of the gourds and stuff. And I was just going to get put in my boughs and do my Christmas. I told them, I said, it's going to have to do it early. I think it's going to freeze early. No sooner did I get it nice and clean, then boom, we got hit by that winter. Oh, I can't get into those things. They're frozen solid. A couple places I took the containers into their heated garages and let them thaw out a couple days. And then decorate them. Okay, it's losing its gloss. Then we just put it on low and add our nuts and citron. Callie over here. She either mixed the beater stop, she'd be running rid samples. I got her trained so well. So now do the same thing with the green to make your other batch. And what we're going to do then is just pick up tablespoons and plop them on. Now, if you want to also, besides the citron, you could dice up some maraschino cherries or candied cherries and throw in there too if you want. That's totally up to you. And Do the same for the green in the same way, in the same fashion. So that's our Christmas divinity. Happy holidays! Next, I'm going to be making the opera fudge. So what I'm going to be needing first in a large pot, okay, I just don't want it to boil over like that last one. Ooh, that was close, that was close. Is we want a 1 1/4 cup of sugar. 1/2, 2 halves, make a whole, so it's 1 1/4 cups of sugar. And we're going to be needing a 2/3 cup of evaporated milk, which is exactly 1 small can. I got that on like a medium, medium heat and not a medium high because I don't want it to boil too quickly. And we need a 1/4 cup of butter, 1/4 teaspoon of the kosher salt. I'm glad I found the kosher salt in my car. It doesn't come out perfectly smooth like I did on glass ones, but it still comes out much nicer than it would if you didn't do it at all. It's always a mess. We don't want to burn this because we want to keep this white. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit more. And then we just want to bring this, let this all melt. That's just boiling way too fast. Let me stir this up first. Off the heat. This will melt really quickly. I put the salt in there, didn't I? I always hate that when you forget the order of what you put in and what you didn't. And then if you do it twice, it's like, oh, you ruined the batch. So you gotta let that electric cool down. I hate electric, I hate it. There's the gravy we're looking for. And you want to be careful too, because if you do wire utensils on your non-stick pots, you're gonna scratch them. So then you get that Teflon disease, whatever they call it, whatever. You know, you're gonna scratch off the Teflon into your food, and blah blah blah. I remember all that big scare back in the 80s or 60s or something. I can't remember, but I do remember it happening. Okay, now we're gonna let this boil until we get to what, 230? We want the soft balls, not the firm balls this time. Let's see, what is it? Softball, 220, 230, 40. Okay. Oh, my telephone. It's a new phone. I'm not used to all the rings and beeps and buzzers and different tone for each incoming call, outgoing call, voicemail, whatever. What do I do with it now? Oh, it's over here. Pick. Craig shot. Craig sent me a picture. Oh, Kelly Ellis! Oh, yeah. Oh, go back. Oh, what is that? I get my glasses on. Where are my glasses, Callie? Oh, can't see. Well, I can see, but. Oh, don't want it to burn. Turn it down a little bit more. Oh, it's a picture of Kelly Ellis. with a toy in her mouth. It looks like a little rubber pork chop. Oh, Kelly Alice. Oh, she's still here. Yeah, she's here in spirit. How he knew I was taping, I don't know. Do 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 do. Oh, turn this down even more. Da, 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 da. Check out the neighborhood. Whoa. Hello? 220. 230. Oh, good Lord, what is this? I never got so many phone calls in my life at one time. Oh, I gotta get my pan. Oh, hurry, hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Fudge pan. Now we take our 8 by 8 inch cake pan. Oh, out of foil. And we'll put foil in it. And you want to overlap, which is fine, because then when the fudge is all hardened, you just lift up the foil and it all comes out at once, and then you can just cut it into little squares. I'm gonna get this phone out of the way here. Okay, is that done? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yep, yep, yep. Ooh, slide it off the heat. You gotta remember that. I keep remembering that. I don't have it. I can't turn off the heat. Okay, then we just put in 1 bag of white chocolate chips. Along with a teaspoon of vanilla, the good stuff. It's Christmas. Looking outside, it's just so bright out. Oh, it'll be fun when I put out the inflatables outside. And I'm going to take, and I just like to spray my foil just slightly. Nothing heavy. Just helps. And let's see, what else is chocolate chips, vanilla. I think that's it. And nuts if you want to. I'm not going to because nuts are so expensive this year. Holy buckets. If anybody gets nuts in their cookie, then they think that's going to be a real treat. Oh, this is coming together. Just keep stirring until the chips are all melted, which is really fast. And get the cat and dog out of the way. Go lay down, Kelly. You don't want to burn anybody. And just pour that into your pan. Ooh, that nonstick pan works good. Ooh, samples on the bottom. Make sure you turn your oven off, your stovetop off. So easy to forget that. It's a major hazard. And then we just want to take and spread this out evenly if we can before it hardens up. Callie, I got the phone. You hear the on the phone, should be coming running down over here. Uncle Roy, give me a tweet, give me a sample. So then we can just put a cherry, and this is, I cut it, how do I cut this now? Half, so it'd be half, then I go 3, 6, 6 by 6. I can get 36 pieces out of this. Remember, you don't want a big chunk of fudge as a treat for Christmas, because that's all sugar. It's way too rich, way too sweet. You're gonna need a gallon of coffee to wash down just one little piece. So you just cut them into small pieces, and you can get more pieces out of it that way. And people can savor on that small piece, and suck on it for a while or chew it, whatever. But they don't have to have a great big honker of a piece. You want small, dainty pieces. And like I said, you can cut a cherry in half and put that over the top. But since we had this left over, I had this left over from my almond bark, the peppermints and Christmas sprinkles, I'll just put this over the top. So we can have some peppermint opera fudge. That's just perfect. And it's going to press down slightly so that it sticks into the fudge. And then you just let that cool completely. And if you're in a hurry, which I don't know why, you need it for church or something, you forgot to make it the last minute, throw it out on the deck outside, it'll cool down completely in a quick hurry. That's what your decks are for at Christmas time. I got all my baking goods out there. You gotta watch those squirrels so they don't steal it. So anyway, from our Christmas Divinity, I got the pink here, the red food color, or Jello, the green Jello for the other batch. We got our opera fudge. Whoa, ain't that pretty? That's gonna be so pretty for Christmas. Very Christmassy. And just cut that into 16 pieces, 36 pieces, 6 by 6. And I think that's it, because I gotta get the equipment back to the studio. So, from Miss Callie and I, wherever she is, up in East Bethel, we wanna say, eat healthy, be safe, spread the sunshine, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Bye-bye.